Welcome to the More Than series, and we're going to talk about the anti-elevator pitch. Marketers turn to me when they don't feel confident about their elevator pitch or their career narrative. They say, who's going to believe me when I was let go, not for performance, but because of a massive restructuring? Who's going to appreciate the fact that I didn't neatly map out my career? Some jobs, I just took them because I was scared to wait for the right role. Or who's going to want to hear that I took time off because I got sick, my parents got sick, or because I just wanted a sabbatical? That's personal. All of those statements, ironically, they're so common. Chances are the person on the other side of an interview desk or virtual interview desk has felt the same way. They have the same story. The problem is you guys don't know the real yous in the room. It's just like this play that everyone is acting out the best possible self that they believe is going to be widely accepted by the most amount of people, whether it's in a job search, in a career, or in the dating space, from what I've heard. Now, here's the reason why so few candidates stand out in the job market. And for marketers, built in a market with so many storytellers, so many candidates end up just sounding like a very sterile version of themselves. And it's because you feel unsure about your elevator pitch, unsure about your career narrative. But ultimately, here's what I found to be the truth. You're unsure about how the world is going to receive the real you, more than just how to piece together an elevator pitch. This is more than just how to craft the perfect career narrative. Here's the truth. No one wants to hear the perfect elevator pitch. You know what's refreshing? The truth, the reality, the real you, not the fabricated corporate you. But ultimately, what happens is if up front, before you land a job, let's say, before you enter a relationship, before you start any sort of next chapter of your life, if up front you are fake, don't be surprised if you're going to have to keep playing that fakeness every single day and feel exhausted and frankly burn out at the end of the day. So why not think to yourself how you can actually get really comfortable, confident, and clear about presenting the real you. The real you was the person who brought those millions of dollars to employers. The real you is enough. Wouldn't that thought be refreshing? Wouldn't that lift this burden of having to pretend you're someone else? What if you realized that it was the real you when it came down to helping your loved one when they were sick, who actually helped turn your loved one's health around? Imagine, rather than spending time acting like someone that you're not, imagine spending that time honing in your craft, using your craft, being intentional about with whom you get to share your craft, rather than boycotting the real you. That's the process that you need to work through in order to deliver what everyone is calling an effective elevator pitch, one that's going to give you and its recipients goosebumps rather than the compulsion to yawn. Why not consider a way to turn heads? Make your story more interesting and hone in on the real you. Now, I want to invite you to something very, very special. If you want help pertaining to building a solid foundation upon which you can tell your real story to anyone, whether you're actively job searching or intentionally designing an unfiltered life, then book a call with me. It's going to be complimentary. My requirement is that you bring the real you to the phone call, because the real me is what's going to be on the other side of that call. And I want to ask you some really hard questions that are going to help you figure out in what areas of your life it makes most sense to begin to show up as the real you. So this is more than looking for one job. This is more than piecing together a perfectly tight elevator pitch. This is beyond thinking about how to network effectively or how to even, put together your career narrative. This is about the real you. I want to have a conversation with the real you. And the reason why I keep honing in on this and saying this over and over and over again is because I almost feel like you might not feel confident to actually present yourself, to actually open up the curtains, to actually show up as the real you, the person who has been through X number of years working, X number of years in relationships, X number of years pretending to be someone that you really rather not pretend to be any longer. Let's have a conversation, the real me with the real you, so that this way you can have a better sense of how to live in integrity, in alignment, and aligned to the person that you've always desired to be. I promise he or she is hidden inside. So let's have that conversation to get the ball rolling. Thank you.